YouTube, it is I, Sakarma, coming to you with some 1v1 action, more of my tournament practice here against Hero of Rome, a very good player. He says he mains High Elves, so this is one of his better factions, he was telling me, and yeah, he's a very, very capable player, and we were doing some training in the morning, like Rocky and Mickey, Burgess Meredith, and Sylvester Stallone. We won't fight about it. Ah, come on, Rock, you can do it. So it's on Oakenhammer, actually, so it's the same exact map that I showed against the Gobbo training. And I've heard that my competitors are sniping me out. They're watching my videos, so they're learning my tactics. Not that they're going to need much help to crush me, but what can you do? For the viewers, I give it all. In any case, here we go, Chaos again. So I'm bringing Sartharel with the Summoners of Rage. Pretty similar build to what I brought against Gobbo, so, you know, just a few variations to account for the fact that I'm fighting the High Elves this time. We have a front line of just a weak, very frequent front line of Chaos Marauders. I've seen this coming, you know, brought a lot in the tournament play, which is very mobile faction, or sorry, very mobile armies with very weak front lines. So the idea here is that you just, you know, hold. These guys are there to hold while your mobile units pretty much do all the work. Kind of like Warhammer 1, kind of very reminiscent of Warhammer 1. So the meta has very much changed since the game initially released, because there was a lot of monsters before. Now it's a lot more cav focused. So what do I have? So 5 Marauders in the front line, Summoners of Rage, Sartharel with Foul Transmutation and Plague of Rust. I've got Marauder Horsemen over here, Chaos Knights with Lances, Poison Warhounds. Same exact thing over here, except we have the Demon Spew as well. Who I just like them because, you know, obviously they can chop through chaff quickly. They have that -5 melee attack, and they have poison. So it's just a very, very useful little unit for only 1,000 spend. Meanwhile, my opponent here, Hero of Rome, has 2 Illyrian Reaver Archers, 4 Spearmen with some chevrons, it appears, a couple of Nobels, the Teklis, a Fireborn, I'm going to pronounce everything correctly now for fun, and the Sisters of Averlearn. That doesn't even make any sense. And Lothern Seaguard. Seagard. Lothern Seagard. So let's get started right away. So here's some heady plays right away. He's going to get some nice charges in here on these guys and just do some really, really good damage for very much for free. So, you know, tons of damage on that unit over there. Of course, we don't have any heals. I'm going to pull these guys back because I don't want them to be shot by arrows, and I want to engage here. I make actually a lot of mistakes this game. I'll let you know. But I make some decent moves, but in general, I make many mistakes here. So I'm trying to work the flanks here. We're losing a lot of units, but that makes sense. That's fine. He's getting good charges. He's preventing us from engage. Pretty much wiped out our entire infantry line already, or at least 2/5 of it. But we are going to get around here on the flanks, and even though he's presenting a front line against our infantry, he's leaving his flanks wide open for our roving goon squads. He's going to get a lot of attacks here. But we're going to, you know, basically sacrifice these hounds just to shut these Sister of Avalorn down for now, while I come in from both sides, basically. And I start pushing up the center as well with Sartharel. He's going to get a nice net in here with Teclis and use that to stop the Chaos Knights with Lances, but the hounds are surviving long enough to at least hold the Sister of Avalorn, although some of them are firing, impressively. And he's going to stick a nice charge in with these Lothern Seaguard, and then, of course, also the Fireborn. But we're going to get some axes thrown in the back here. We're always going to lose this fight. And they are enfeebling foes, so they will lose that fight very, very heavily. But we are coming on the left flank here. We were able to catch the Sister of Avalorn. We were able to move these Chaos Knights and Lances in here. We're going to pull them around. We are moving up the center here. We caught one of their Illyrian Reaver Archers, but that was probably worth it to just delay us so they could pretty much wipe out these Chaos Knights with Lances. But as he's fighting this fight, I'm going to get a big overcast of Foul Transmutation. And then I'm also going to charge in. So it's going to do a ton of damage. We're going to get some hits here and kill some models as the damage is being done. Obviously, Sartharel does not want to be in this fight for too long. But with the Summoners of Rage coming in here to support, we're in good shape. Meanwhile, on this flank, we're using our Chaos Knights with Lances to just get some pretty good charges here on these Sister of Avalorn, just absolutely devastating them. And then we have these guys, Marauder Horsemen, coming in to pin these Sister of Avalorn down as well. Meanwhile, now that Sartharel has pinned these guys down, we've done a ton of damage, wiped out pretty much half the unit, almost half the unit, now 28 models. And Sartharel, of course, is going to be a monster running around. The Demon Spear are going to cut through these Spearmen, no problem. And you can see these Chaos Knights with Lances are pretty much wiped out the Sister of Avalorn, while these guys are just, you know, basically harassing. The front line has, as you imagine, gone his way a little bit, but, you know, we all have something of really of value. Over here, these Marauders are fighting Spearmen, we're fine with that. In the back line, we're trying to get rid of these Fireborn, and we're going to get a nice catch on them here. We actually charged our Marauder Horsemen here, sacrificed them, so we could catch them with the Summoners of Rage, who will win that fight with these guys so heavily damaged. And then I'm going to move Sartharel over here, get tons of damage on that flank charge. These guys have a bonus. These guys have a charge defense against large. We still do a little bit of damage, and we prevent them from firing. So I figured it was worth it. And then we're gonna pull them out hopefully soon. We'll see. But yeah, these guys are coming through, just getting charges everywhere they need to get. I'm not really worried about these guys. They're really not that frightening. I actually leave them in too long. That was a mistake. They are gonna pin Sartharel and bring in these double nobles to do some damage to him. And I'm gonna see that, and I'm gonna be like, ooh, we've been The game is afoot here. I've been duped. These guys are way out of position. I need them to protect Sarthrel, and you can see they're getting tons of damage on Sarthrel here with these two nobles. And he's going to collapse his spearman as well, but I'm going to pull right through just to protect Sarthrel because we need to keep him alive, obviously. He's our caster and our lord. These guys will not do well against these nobles, but at least they'll, you know, muck him up and prevent Sarthrel from getting hit. You can see right in here they're trying to go at him with the halberds on their horsies. But these guys are the real heavy hitters. With these Summoners of Rage back, we have a better chance. We are going to cast that spell in this little blob, do a little, you know, good bit of damage. You know, it's really low risk for us to get them there. There's only a few models here, 24. Actually not that bad. Our Demon Spew are here. We're going to reactivate them, I'm sure, any moment, hopefully. Making me look stupid. Come on, there you go. And then they're going to move. So I'm going to try and run these guys out to hit these sisters and use these summoners to deal damage to the nobles. Meanwhile, the problem with two nobles here is that I do have Sarthrel, and the final transmutation of lead will be devastating. But these guys get pulled back just a little bit, and it's just enough for the net to work. It stops them right in front, which is crazy good. Very, very good net play from my opponent here. But I'm going to start reactivating my newts across the line. The Demon Spear in here now, and they're very scary. He's going to try and go at them here, and actually it's not a bad fight because he can heal them with Techless, although he's probably almost out of magic. But we're going to start casting spells. We're going to do some serious damage here. The Demon Spear are going to start lowering their melee attack and their weapon damage, so that's going to be a good battle for us. These arrows are, you know, not too damaging. They don't really have the big armor piercing, and these guys also have missile resist, so we're okay with that. These knights have taken a lot of damage, but now they're fighting these sisters, and that'll be good for us. Spearmen are coming in here, but they're not going to want to fight these Demon Spew, and you can see we've really done a lot of damage to this one noble. He actually starts to rout. We won't be able to get him to flee, but a huge hit from Sarthrel over there, and now he's running, but we won't be able to chase him off. We're going to try, but we will not be able to accomplish that. We have some knights with lances I totally forget about. The one from the earlier unit that got pegged. These guys are over here, going to hit them there. That's not going to be enough. We're going to try and run this guy off with the Poison Warhounds, but unfortunately the nobles are quite fast at 78 speed, and we're just not going to be able to catch them at 64, so that's fine. I mean, it's not fine. It's not great, but it's, you know, we have to live with it. We do have some units rallying across the field, but actually the balance bar is kind of in my opponent's favor here. But we are catching his Leader and Raver here. They use them to screen out, so we couldn't chase off his noble. That's fine. And then we're going to finally reactivate these guys and bring them back in. We are hopefully trying to use these Chaos Poison Warhounds to kill this noble, but unfortunately, due to the poison, he's running slowly, and he's going to be able to catch them. So that's really, really terrible for us. So we're going to send these guys in the back there just to sort of prevent them from getting a charge on us and trying to get some kills before they die. And then we're going to run them out over here to try and help out getting rid of these Sisters of Avalor. Because you see, as soon as we stop pursuing him, he comes right back. And of course, Techless does have regrowth, I assume. He does have regrowth, so although he's almost certainly out of magic, he's used a lot of nets this game, but we'll see. We're gonna negate this charge with the Chaos Warriors, the Poison Warhounds, and then we're gonna get a charge of our own with these Knights with lances, but it just doesn't do that much damage. They only have 143 health, and these guys have 521. But they refuse to break. I guess with the Noble in the back, it's really helping them. But yeah, and the Noble's really 18 health, 10 health, and they're still fighting. Fireborn are no joke. I mean, he is literally fighting to the end. 10 HP, that's amazing. Meanwhile, my guys flee with 251 and 5 models left. You know, that makes sense. So they are a more expensive unit, but that's still crazy. So you have a Noble, and a Fireborn, and we're going to see this Fireborn go down, I think. Oh, and there he goes. Not a very valiant death for him as they flee. Oh, that's so unfortunate, but very, very cool. And meanwhile, let's get rid of this. So we have our little goon squad here of Summoners of Rage, Sarthrel, and some Chaos Knights with Lances. And he's got his goon squad of 2 Nobels and a Techless. Thing about the Nobles is I am waiting to, at this point, spool up enough Winds of Magic for a Final Transmutation. And I actually was hoping to get all 3 of them, but it's not enough time. And he just gets them out of... Oh, no, I just get them, I think. I'm not sure. But I definitely get this guy. I get these guys. And, of course, it does go even as they're fleeing. He runs away from these units, so we're going to clean them up. He just dies outright from the spell. And these guys are going to go down as well. And at this point, he does not have enough for regrowth, I don't imagine. We have, these units have come back, these 4 units, 4 models rather. I charge him with Sarthrel, that was a mistake, and he gets netted. I made so many misplays with Sarthrel, I don't know why I did that, but yeah, it was very scary. This was actually probably the deciding moment of the game here. So you can see he's horribly close to death. He does have standard die, so that's going to help me. He has 2 HP left. 2 HP. But Sarthrel, the thing about Sarthrel is he's a funky monkey, and sometimes you just can't catch him. So at 2 HP here, these guys are going to come in here, and they're going to start mucking things up, and he's actually going to run away. He's going to leave Sarthrel alive with 2 HP, amazingly. And I'm going to pursue him because I'm a madman. I don't know what I was thinking, but I went for a hit here on Techless, and I'm pulling them back. And I'm going to get these guys in here now, and just basically try and hunt down this Noble. This Demon Spear in there, so they're going to reduce his melee attack to 33. Sarthrel has, of course, 40 melee defense, which is actually that high, but it feels like it's a lot higher. We do have these knights coming in. This noble's in a bad place. Look at him. He's just surrounded by summoners of rage, so they're gonna summon the rage on his face, and he's not gonna enjoy that. But at 2 HP, Sarthrel is still alive, running around, just causing a mayhem. No one can seem to hit him. It's pretty amazing. And then there goes that noble, and he's pretty much done for the game. We're just dodging. He's trying to hit me, Sarthrel. It's so amazing what you can do with Sarthrel. But yeah, with 2 HP, it's really quite fantastic. And he's just flying through, killing everything. I mean, Sarthrel's OP. I'll be the first one to admit it. And even his spearman can't get a hit on him. But I think Teclis is going to... Nope, still misses. We have these guys coming in. Every time he misses, he's getting damaged by these. And no, Teclis does eventually fell him. The 2 HP monster. The 2 HP... I was going to say lady. He's not really a lady. Harpy. The 2 HP Harpy, because he's kind of a bird monster. But yeah, with that, a lot of my units are starting to flee. Of course, we are not high elves. We do not stay and fight forever. But we do have these Summoners of Rage willing to fight for a long, long time. They have tons of health, and they're fine with this battle. Meanwhile, these guys are going to chase off the noble. I actually wanted to bring them back. This was a really decisive moment for me, because I was like, should I bring them back to get rear charges here and try and break these spearmen, or is it better to get rid of these noble? And I was like, you know what, better get rid of the noble. These guys will be fine, and I can always run them away if I need to. But I saw here we were doing good damage on Teclis, and once Teclis starts to flee, they won't have enough to stay, and they'll eventually tear fire out, and that's exactly what happens. So Teclis gets beat, spearmen get beaten, everyone else shatters, and it's a very, very close game between myself and Hero of Rome. So a good battle. Yeah, so really the tail of the tape here. So I lost these guys right away, unfortunately, to that net. That was really, really good net play. But everything else performed pretty much to the best of their abilities, exactly what I wanted to accomplish. I mean, my Martyr Axemen were just harassing the whole game, being a nuisance, taking time away from his micro and helping to prevent the Sister Avalon from firing. The Summoners of Rage were huge. I pulled them way too far back. I was just worried about the Sister Avalon just lightning them down with their glitter firecrackers. So I pulled them way too far back at the beginning. That was a big mistake of mine. And I also let these guys, you know, there was 14 models. I could have gotten some work done with them throughout the game, but hey, these things happen. On that, I think I played well with my Chaos Warhounds. Did a lot of good damage to his... Not necessarily good damage, but like, again, it was all about preventing their fire, because once we got in their back line, we were fine. These guys, of course, are a scary goon squad. Pardon me. Between the net, the enfeebling foe, and the double noble, you can get some serious work done. And you saw that it happened. They got Sarthrel a couple times and nearly killed him in no time flat. But of course, Sarthrel is very slippery. He's very strong. He's very huge. And he can just pull through his own units. And of course, Summoners of Rage have a lot of mass, so they can pull through. So these two were really the 1-2 punch that really brought down the whole army. Because once we got rid of the Fireborn, who actually got 120 kills, that's very impressive. A lot of those were probably hounds and stuff, but still. Yeah, once we got rid of the Fireborn, we had the mobility advantage. And he had to sort of use his nobles to ward off Sarthrel. But of course, we have Final Transmutation, which is devastating to nobles, as we saw. Anyways, though, GG to Hero of Rome. Thank you for helping me practice, by the way, if you see this video. It was very, very kind of you. This morning we played a lot of battles, mainly against High Elves, which I don't know if I'll see them too much in the tournament. We'll see. I don't know. I wonder if people will bring High Elves. I'm pretty sure we're going to see a lot of Chaos, a lot of Dark Elves. High Elves could be the third pick if it ever gets to 3 games. Yeah, that's my only concern for this tournament, is that we're going to see too many, because it's blind faction picks, so you pick the faction beforehand, and I don't want to see just, you know, every match be Chaos versus Dark Elves, or Dark Elves versus Chaos. You know, that's not exactly fun. And then those are the two, I think, the top 2 factions. You know, the 2 factions that don't really have any, I mean, they have weaknesses, but there's no matchup where I'm like, oh boy, Chaos can't beat them, you know, or Dark Elves can't beat them. They have matchups where they're fine. Sorry, every matchup is fine for them, but I would say Vampires is tough for Chaos. Maybe Vampires are a little tough for Chaos. But other than that, I would say they're in pretty good shape. On the flip side, I think most factions have at least 1 or 2 other opponents that can be very devastating to them and make the definitely an uphill battle. In any case, guys, I've been babbling for too long. Thank you for joining me for practice day 2, and I'll see you around the bend.